Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Tyrone back with Tech Life. And here I have a great article for you guys from Fierce Wireless. I will leave a link to it in the description so you guys could check it out. T-Mobile Verizon fixed wireless access pose competitive threat to cable fiber analysts. So, analysts are saying that this product, this fixed wireless access product from both T-Mobile and Verizon, it poses a immediate competitive threat to cable and fiber, and the numbers have been showing that. But in my opinion, I think Verizon has the better product when it comes to the competitive threat, and that's the millimeter wave that they've been deploying. I have been with or have been using T-Mobile's home internet for 3 years now, and I've seen the highs and the lows. I've seen the ups and downs. The product does not perform as fast as it did at the beginning. And that's just naturally due to the usage increasing on the sector. There's more fixed wireless access users now. There's more mobile users than there was in 2020. So that's just naturally going to happen. But T-Mobile does not have the same type of millimeter wave scale built in as Verizon. So I've seen it in my market in El Paso. There's neighborhoods where Verizon has millimeter wave nodes all over the neighborhood. And if those customers can get connected to that millimeter wave, that is a very competitive threat to cable and fiber, because that millimeter wave product that can handle the capacity for years to come. Like on that product, if it's built correctly, if there's enough capacity, if there's enough nodes, you shouldn't experience the highs and the lows too much. If you can get 1 gig on that product, you should be able to maintain a high amount of speed for years to come. And that includes the usage and all of the products that are in your household: security cameras, video games, laptops, streaming, whatever it is, the millimeter wave should handle it. And that millimeter wave connection will just get better. They're not even using 4x4 MIMO on millimeter wave yet. There's 1024 QAM. There's a bunch of stuff that can be added in. So that's the end goal, in my opinion. That's the product that I think will give cable and fiber the most and biggest competitive threat out of any spectrum band. I know mid-band plays a great factor, especially for T-Mobile, but as that matures, I know recently T-Mobile stated that their churn is lowering as it's maturing. But as that product really matures, and I'm talking 2026, and the usage keeps increasing, the more mobile users are added, it adds a deprioritization onto the fixed wireless access product. It will at some point slow down so significantly that it's going to be noticed by the end user. It's going to buffer. It's just not going to be a great experience. And to even have that as a possibility, in my opinion, makes that product less competitive of a threat to cable and fiber, meaning that eventually, if T-Mobile is able to get that customer, they're going to go back to the cable and the fiber products that they had previously at some point, right? Where I think Verizon can maintain that customer for far longer with the millimeter wave strategy. And they've built it out in quite a few areas that I've been to the neighborhood where I can see, okay, these amount of houses, they can be latched onto the millimeter wave node. If it's placed correctly, like, these 7, 8, 9, 10 households, they can be put on the millimeter wave node, right? And that millimeter wave node really doesn't have much range. So a lot of the mobile users that are around that neighborhood, driving by, they're likely connected to the macro, not to that millimeter wave node. Of course, if they get close enough, they'll connect to it, but it's not like that node covers a mile or two, right? So that is really just capacity for that neighborhood for that purpose. And that's where I think Verizon's product that they offer is more of a competitive threat to cable and fiber, because if that customer switches to Verizon and they're connected to that millimeter wave, they're they're set for a few years. It's going to be much harder to get that customer back eventually versus, the mid band eventually running out of capacity. And the engineering team won't allow that to happen, right? They're not going to load up so many fixed wireless access customers to where it kills the mobile connection. They're going to deprioritize you to where churn's going to spike, in the future as that network, the mid band gets utilized to its max potential. Mobile users will get prioritized, which is already happening now, but there's still that extra capacity on air to where T-Mobile can make it work. If they properly optimize and everything, they can make it work to where both can use the network. But in the future, as more and more users are added on the mobile side, as data usage keeps increasing year over year, eventually that priority is going to get much, 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 much smaller for the fixed wireless access user, eventually forcing them out of that product. With millimeter wave, and T-Mobile could deploy it in the future too, but Verizon has been deploying, and that's their strategy. And it seems like it could potentially pay off as a real big competitive threat to cable and fiber. So make sure you guys stay tuned for more. Like, share, subscribe, follow my social media outlets. This is Tyrone with Tech Life. See you in the next one. Peace.